Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. An entrepreneur is a person who gets an idea and he wants to convert that idea into a product or service and make it available for others for a price or for some satisfaction. An enterprise is a place where things are made and taken to people. To put it in a simple way, entrepreneurship is the process of making this happen. This is what we have been seeing. In today's class, we're going to see the fourth branch of the functions of an entrepreneur. In the last episode, we saw one branch of it. What did we see in the last episode? We saw the directing, leading, communicating, motivating, supervising, coordinating, and controlling. In today's class, we're going to see what's called a commercial function. See, ultimately, if you cannot make money out of your idea, then you cannot do justice. Let's say that you want to make some product and distribute it free. It's fine, you can do that. It's a pastime. But if you want to make it available to more number of people, you need more money. You need to have a system to take it to people. You need a system to take care of those who have taken or purchased your products. So we are going to see 4 functions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to see 5 functions: production, finance, marketing, personnel, and accounting. Let's see this one by one. Production. It is a key function of an entrepreneur. The activities of production are independent of the size of an undertaking. In a small concern, the person may be undertaking this function, whereas in large organization, this activity may be undertaken by various individuals or separate teams. It is the creation of goods and services. It consists of manufacturing, ancillary, and advisory activities. Let me take a simple example. Let's say that a person is there and he has a passion for making tea. So he makes tea and gives it to his family members. One day he gets an idea. Why should I not make it available for everybody? And so he opens a small tea shop. And the idea is what? To monetize his idea, to commercialize his tea product. Please understand, there is nothing wrong in making money. Please understand, money is not a bad word. Profit is not a bad word. Borrowing is not a bad word. It all depends upon what do you do with these terms. So this person starts making tea, then he wants to commercialize this idea. Very, very important function. I have to make this tea to more number of people and send it. That's why it is independent of an organization. If an organization is small, if the enterprise is small, he can do it himself. You can, next time when you go on the road, you can find small tea shops. The owner, the entrepreneur himself will make the tea. He will himself serve the tea. Once you are taken, he himself will collect the money and put it in his chest of drawers. But if more and more people start coming to him, then the other functions of an organization starts now. So he will engage people to produce tea, production function. It is a creation of goods and services. So tea is a goods, is a product. What is a service? Let's say that you start a small organization or an enterprise to provide cleaning contract. These days we are becoming very, very conscious about cleanliness. So you engage people and say, I will send a person to your house every day, morning once, 1 hour, evening 1 hour, and clean your house. This is not a product. You cannot see a product like a tea or a biscuit or a computer. It's a service. That's what it says, product or services. That's why GST is called Goods and Services Act. Tax. It consists of manufacturing, ancillary and advisory activities. It consists of manufacturing. This person who started a tea shop manufactures tea. When he was serving tea to his family members, maybe he will make about 10 cups of tea. When he starts giving it to others, he has to make about 1,000 cups of tea. Supposing it grows into bigger enterprise, maybe 10,000 people will come and have tea. And along with tea, he has to give some snacks. It could be a biscuit. It could be one variety of biscuit, or he may go for more number of biscuits. Or he may provide some other varieties of snacks because he has to attract customers. Ancillary, that is to make tea, he has to procure, he has to service, he has to take care of hospitality, customers walking into his tea shop, taking care of them. And advisory, his tea maker will come and ask him, sir, how much I should prepare today? Because a tea maker or the person who makes tea may not be having the entrepreneurial experience. So this is called the production function. The next one is finance. It is the most important aspect in all enterprises. It remains a focus of all business activities. The need for money continues. It's a perennial need. It starts with the setting up of an enterprise and remains all the time. The development and expansion of an enterprise rather needs more committed for funds. It is the duty of the entrepreneur to look and analyze into the various sources of finance and appropriately arrange for them as and when required. Let us look at this. It is not a very complicated thing. Money is required. Ultimately, make a note of the word money. Ultimately, money. It's the most important aspect. Supposing there is no money coming, I told you last class to write down this term, cash flow. Cash has to flow. Let us go back to the same example of the tea shop owner. Cash flows. Customers have cash in their pockets or in their credit cards, and they have tea and swipe their card or pay in cash. Cash flow, inflow. Then evening, he has to pay to those suppliers who gave him sugar, those who gave him milk, those who gave him coffee dust or tea dust, those who gave him the snacks. It remained the focus of all business activities. If there is no money, there can be no business. Bigger the money, bigger the requirement for, bigger the enterprise, more is the need for money. The development and expansion of an enterprise rather needs more commitment for funds. Supposing the tea shop owner wants to open branches. It happens, no? Many of the textile shops which you used to see in Chennai once or metropolitan cities are coming to suburban areas. There was a time when people traveled 40 kilometers, 50 kilometers to that main shop. Then the entrepreneur understands, oh, there is more people are coming from this particular suburban area. Let me open a branch there. Similarly, the tea shop owner may open a branch in the next street, and he finds a new locality is developed, a new community is developed. Let me open a branch there. For the development and expansion of an enterprise rather needs more commitment for funds. More funds have to be committed. It is the duty of the entrepreneur to look and analyze into the various sources of financial supply and appropriately arrange. See, you cannot do business with your own money. You can do, there is a limitation. That's the reason why banks are established. In fact, bank is also an enterprise. An entrepreneur sets up a banking service. He is lending money on a nominal interest or on a commercial rate of interest. So, he starts with this money. Then he asks his friends to invest, partnership. Then he starts a small private limited company where directors, they become a directors. Or the business becomes so big that he floats a public limited company. You would have read it in your business studies class or commerce and accountancy. So that is the purpose of finance function. The next one is very, very important. Marketing. It is the primary function of any organization. It is primarily concerned with the movement of goods and services from the producer to the ultimate consumer. It is directed toward the satisfaction of consumer wants. Marketing plays a significant role in promoting the well-being of the business enterprise. So, it is the role of an entrepreneur to strategically place his company in an advantageous position to secure the top position in the market. For example, I am using this iPad. Some company would have made, Apple Computers would have made it. I am now using it. Now, in between the factory or the entrepreneur all the way to me, it has traveled. So, marketing is very, very important. There is a difference between two terms. Make a note of these two terms. Selling, S-E-L-L-I-N-G, and marketing. Selling is different, marketing is different. Marketing goes beyond selling. There was a time when a town will have only one petrol bunk. We have seen it in our days. But now, a town has more number of petrol bunks. In a highway, there could be a petrol bunk adjacent to each other. Write down this word competition. Competition. More petroleum product companies have come. There was a time only Indian oil was available, before that Burma Shell. But subsequently, you see the number of petrol bunks. Next time when you are traveling on the road, write down the names of all the petrol bunks. Next time when you step out of the house, find out how many petrol bunks are there. And these days, as you are driving, people will stand in front of a petrol bunk, invite you, come, fill up petrol in my petrol bunk. Earlier they were selling. I went to the place and he was selling. I'll give an example, simple example of selling. In a ration shop, public distribution system, they have got the commodities like rice, wheat, maida, kerosene, palm olive oil. And you go with your money and he gives you the product in exchange of money. There is only one ration shop. He is selling. He is not marketing. Supposing in the same street, the ration shop is privatized, let us say. Instead of government doing it, they say they call for tenders and private people come. You know what will happen? Marketing will take place. Marketing means attracting customers. Selling means giving away your product for a price. So here, customer satisfaction of a consumer. In marketing, you have to satisfy a customer. You go to a petrol bunk, you find your time is not wasted. And there are additional services. There is a small restroom. You can attend to the call of nature. And there is a small, maybe a confectionery shop is available. And the way you are treated, next time when you go on the same road, you would love to fill up gas in that petrol bunk. This is the marketing. Marketing plays a significant role in promoting the well-being of a business enterprise. It is the key function. How much you produce is very important. But how do you take it to the customer, especially in a highly competitive environment? The customer should see something very important, unique in your services, in your product. So it is the role of an entrepreneur to strategically place the company in an advantageous position to secure top position in the market. Make a note of this word, market share. Market share. What is a market share? I'll tell you what is a market share. Simple way to explain a market share. Next time when you go to a restaurant, when you go to a shopping mall, go to the place where motorcycles are parked. Take a small piece of paper and pencil and write down the names or the brands of motorbikes. Honda, Kawasaki Bajaj or Kawasaki, Suzuki. No, there are a lot of brands. 100 vehicles are kept. So you put the name. First motorbike is Honda. Okay, you put a tally. Next is Kawasaki. You put a tally. Then Suzuki, put a tally. Next one is Honda again. Now go back to the same Honda and put one more tally. So count 100 vehicles and put the tally and find out how many are Honda, how many are Kawasaki, how many of Suzuki. That is called a market share, a share of the market. You can do it with anything. Supposing you're having a pen, in your own classroom you can find out how many brands of pens are available in a classroom of 40 people, right? Take a small little survey. How many brands are available? Now, an entrepreneur wants to improve his market share. Make a note of this word, market leader. The person or the enterprise or the company which has the maximum number of vehicles sold in that area is a market leader. Leader of the market. So, what is the role of the entrepreneur? To strategically place his company in an advantageous position. Next time, when you order anything on the Amazon, see what happens. For every product, there will be a star status 5 star, 4 star, 3 star, 2 star, 1 star. And the person who is selling the product to you will request you to rate. I'll give another example. When you take your car for servicing in reputed companies, the moment you leave, you will get a message on the mobile phone, and it will say, we hope you enjoyed our hospitality, our service. We hope our service was good. Please rate our company from 1 to 5, 5 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. This will be compiled and they will post it in their website. So when you want to order a particular product, you will not only shop for the product, you will also understand how satisfied the customer was. These days, even doctors' profession, they go for this evaluation, they go for this status. Lawyers, chartered accountants, companies. So it's a perennial job of an entrepreneur. Personal function is the next function. The function is concerned with the employment, development and compensation for the personnel, the provisions of working conditions and welfare measures to maintain a good workforce in the organization. Already I discussed with you. Like procurement of raw material, procurement of people is also very, very important. Take your own school for that matter. Let's say there are 100 teachers available. Let's say one teacher resigns. She gets transferred to some other location, or she resigns for personal reasons. Immediately the principal or the management of the school will have to recruit. Every year, how much increment has to be given to these teachers? Not only teachers, drivers, staff. Are they happy? See, ultimately, the pulse of an organization is in the quality of human resources. Make a note of this term, human resources. Earlier, the personal function was the name given to the personal department. Our personal department was the name given to the personal function. Now they call it as Human Resources Development Department, HRD Department, Human Resources. Last but not the least is accounting. It is defined the systematic recording of an entrepreneurial transaction of an enterprise and the financial position of the enterprise. The entrepreneur should look into the record keeping of the entries of the transaction which take place in an organization so that he or she is aware of his financial position. Now, accounting is not only with reference to money, material accounting, human resources accounting. What is the investment and what is the asset? What is the liability? What is the asset? You would have read it in your accountancy and your finance sections. So this is very, very important. So keeping track of the resources, keeping track of the money, what is the bank balance, how much money is is received, how much money is spent. These are the 5 functions which are called commercial function. So, production, finance, marketing, personnel, and accounting function. The next question is a very interesting question. Need for an entrepreneurship. You may ask me, sir, why this need for an entrepreneurship? Why should I become an entrepreneur? Very interesting question. We'll see it in the next class. Bye for now.